back to the 10th floor. It's me, Matt.
Hi, everybody's Cat.
And you're here. You're in the waiting room. Get on out of there. Climb on into this elevator as we go all the way up to the 10th floor to talk about this week's action-packed, information-packed, development-packed, slightly less packed jail on General Hospital.
General Hospital, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Hey, everybody, I'm here.
Hey,
Matt,
hey, Matt.
here. What's up?
You know, it's so funny. I thought it was so funny. You guys, you know, when they pulled into the Pittenville parking lot, Pittenville pulled into the parking lot.
Yeah.
You guys, that's the actual gate of Prospect Park.
Yeah, that's where the guard
and
is.
where it says Pittenville, where it said Pittenville on the shack there, it normally says Prospect Park. Yeah.
Prospect Park. So yeah, that was the literal entryway to the studio.
That is the actual entrance. And they panned a little bit to across the street. That's really across the street.
We literally have walked down that street 2 or 3 times now.
Yes, we have.
But it's not just us. You know, this elevator is full of people. Chandra's here. Chandra is here with us as often as she can be. Thank you very much to moderator Chandra for all of the organization and control that she brings to the live open chat that we have each and every week here on the 10th floor. So if you haven't joined us on YouTube Live and you're watching this later on, or you're listening to this on the audio platform, come on over at 11 a.m. Pacific time and join the live chat if you can.
Absolutely.
You know, if you don't usually chat and want to say hi now. I'll call you out. It'll be fun. But not just Chandra. Carolyn is here. Rochelle is here. Estee is here. Hi, Estee. Angela has joined us in the chat. Professor Angela. Hello. Who else we got? Jeannie. Jeannie has joined us as well as Vinny and Melissa. Hi, everybody.
Oh, you know, Melissa's going to have some clever crap to say. I know it, and I love it.
Well, she's already saying that Chandra's a great head nurse, so you know, I think that's a great way. You know what, Melissa, you have now reclassified our chat moderators as our staff, our nurse, head nurse there, Chandra, and we got shift lead Cheryl as well, who isn't able to join us as often. Co-chief of staff. Nobody's chief of staff around here but me.
Go.
It's me, Co. So you're like the third casting of. You know, at this point, I feel like Terry's been doing the job solo for so long that do you need a co-chief of staff? Does she need a co-chief of staff, or did she just find it easier?
She needs a co-chief of staff where she can have Yuri time.
Yeah, you know what? If you don't have a way to share the responsibilities, you're right. You don't have as much time to smooch with your boyfriend, who I guess still lives at the Quartermain house or still works for the Quartermains in some way. Do you remember how Yuri was introduced? Because I do.
Yuri and Monica had, you know, they were kind of liking each other a little bit. They were kind of
liking a little thing, but he was introduced to the Quartermains because Valentine had hired him to protect Brooklyn during, I guess, I don't know, I don't remember exactly what the threat was, but Valentine had to assign security to the people who were basically the mother of his children. And at the time, Brooklyn was supposedly the mother of Bailey.
Yeah.
Which Valentine thought was his for a little while.
Yeah, for a little while. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Angela, Bailey Lou's bodyguard. Okay, so not Brooklyn's bodyguard, but Bailey Lou's.
Yeah, trying to make sure Peter wasn't around, I guess, probably.
Maybe it might have been Peter. Hey, Liz. Mm-hmm. And so, so that's how he was introduced. So I find it fun, weird / interesting that he's still at the Quartermains. Maybe they hired him from Valentine.
He and Monica are very good friends. That's that's what I got out of it.
Well, I mean, they might have been a little bit more than friends there for a minute.
Good friends.
Or maybe maybe it was just a friendship and nothing more. Monica Quartermain is a very interesting woman. You know? Yeah. Her conversations hold me deep into the night.
Yeah, so Portia is the new co-chief of staff.
So Portia is the new co-chief of staff. She was worried that that Curtis would hear last or hear past the appropriate number of people that she works with who would learn first. I don't quite understand.
She didn't want him to learn. She just didn't want anyone. She didn't want him to hear through the grapevine accidentally, and she felt like the news should come from her, and it should have, absolutely.
So you thought it was totally appropriate that she was like, "Great, I'm co-chief of staff. My first act is to leave the hospital."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just poking fun anyway. Oh, goodness gracious. That makes sense. That makes sense. Chandra was thinking that Yuri lives with the Quartermains.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really. They never really told us. I guess he can live wherever our mind.
He lives everywhere and nowhere, all at the same time.
I know.
He is above Kelly's. He is in the Quartermain house. He has his own apartment right next door to Chase. Now that would be fun. Yuri and Chase bond because they live across the hall from each other. I'm just for more Yuri, honestly. You know,
the last time when they had neighbors like that before, it was Sonny on one side of the two penthouses.
Well, that doesn't sound as fun. It's two regular apartments.
There were Sonny's and there was Jason's.
But then again, didn't Brooklyn and Chase like move in together? They're not still in Chase's apartment, are they? Brooklyn's not slumming it in Chase's apartment, is she? Not yet.
Yes.
She is?
I think so.
Goodness. Chase's little brick apartment. The place where Willow was attacked and Wiley was kidnapped?
Yeah. You know what always comes to mind for me with Chase's apartment is the bicycle on the wall.
The bicycle on the wall. Or Michael walking in and seeing the fake setup of what was Sasha and Chase making out.
Yeah.
Taking each other's shirts off.
Yeah,
with their fake
I remember
affair.
That's a while ago.
Michael and Willow. I know, that was a long time ago. They've been through the ringer. They sure have. Oh yeah, that was
Sasha sure has. Good grief.
Yeah, her life is very different now than when it was before. Like that whole fake, other than pretending to be Nina's daughter, which they always depicted as, I'm doing this thing, but generally I'm a good person. This is the worst choice I have ever made in my entire life thing. The most villainous thing I've done.
Didn't they write it where Sasha was doing that because she had a sick grandma or something and needed money?
She had a sick grandma, and so she was like sending the money there, and then I guess ultimately the grandma didn't survive much longer past that. I don't know exactly what happened.
She got well, and they decided not to talk to each other anymore.
Just like, I'm in just Port Charles now. Nina's close to my real mom. I don't need to talk to you anymore, Grams. I don't know.
Funny.
Oh goodness. Oh my gosh. Melissa contributes. Brooklyn moved in with Chase but kept a bunch of her stuff at the Q mansion because she knows Chase doesn't like clutter, and it gives her an excuse to hang out more with Leo.
Well, yeah, she did only bring a few things. That's right.
Well, yeah, I mean, Chase does, like, that was something they talked about. Is like, are you sure you're kind of a neat freak?
Mm-hmm.
and it's true. He does have, I mean, he has a lot of stuff for his apartment, but it all is in place. I mean, he even has that bicycle hanging on the wall. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And Brooklyn, she's a messy little thing because she's been privileged her whole life, has never had to clean up her own stuff.
Because somebody else was always behind her 2 minutes later to pick up the mess. Yeah.
Stuff.
I get it. I totally understand.
When she was a little girl, Alice used to pick up her crap. Remember Alice?
Yeah, she used to body slam people.
Yep.
Yeah. I do appreciate, we just keep getting Giles. Speaking of household staff.
Yeah.
This introduction of Giles, just your typical butler, sir. I'm just here, and on the floor here was a broken martini glass, but I thought nothing of it. Like, why wouldn't you, Giles? Perhaps it was an accident. Is he involved? Does Cyrus hire this man?
No.
Is he really a spy?
I believed him when it says I don't know, because remember when that evening, Ava was drinking her dinner that night.
She sure was.
Remember?
Yeah.
She was drinking her dinner that night because they didn't have no juice. I had no electricity.
Right.
So she was drinking her dinner that night. And yeah, I could see her like just breaking a glass, being drunk, dropping it, and going, well, whatever.
Yeah, I guess. Perhaps it was an accident. She was very drunk that night. It's entirely possible she climbed up to the top of the castle and fell off the parapet. But as we understand, that is quite safe for those. It's more like a roller coaster ride and less of a deadly situation. So I imagine she's going to walk in any moment, sopping wet, and be fine. That must be it.
Oh, no.
No. So he thought nothing of it.
Where is she, Matt? Where is Ava?
She's locked in Mason's basement next to his lollipop making factory. Either that or he gets the 150 pack from Costco.
Yeah.
Like all grape.
He's got lollipops everywhere.
I'm telling you, he's got this major sugar addiction / oral fixation. I'm not sure exactly which one it is.
Isn't it funny too how, okay, these are like two different planets, but Mason got lollipops, and on Days of Our Life, Susan's got lollipops. And they both just hand them out.
Who's stealing from who? I don't know. I would be interested. Next time we have a chance to talk to Fido, maybe he'll show up in the chat here. Maybe he's here now. Hey, Fido, if you are. Find out where did this lollipop thing come from? Because it was something that wasn't as prominent now as when it started. You know, like there was a thing, like he had one once, I think, and he used it as just flavor for us. You know how classically Mara West loves to have business to do, something in her hands when she's doing a scene.
She likes to have something to play with.
Yeah, she wants to have a magazine, she wants to have a drink, she wants to have something to do with her hands while she's in her scenes. I imagine something the same thing, you know, like I need my sugar. I'm a little I don't know, like I need my sugar fix. And so we had this lollipop they play, and they liked it. And because it's been a thing, you know? It's a calling card now.
Things catch fire. Yeah. And the lollipop for Mason caught fire. Now I think of all kinds of weird things that we could do to Mason to torture him with a lollipop.
And just shove it up his nose.
Yes, they need to put him on some kind of Hannibal Lecter kind of thing. Okay, where he cannot move.
With just an opening.
Yes, and a little opening right here, 2 openings here, 2 openings here. They have him in the apparatus thing, okay, with with hydraulics on these lollipops. Okay, and they just get a little closer.
This person who could not sit through a single Saw movie now want Mason to be installed into a jigsaw style trap, but instead of razor blades and saws, they're grape lollipops.
Yes. And you know Avery hates grapes, so...
And so she's going to push the button. Oh my God.
Anyway,
yeah. Well, Benny from Suds in the Squared Circle suggests that maybe Mason is just trying to stop smoking. I mean, he's a former truck driver. I think Benny might be right. He's a former truck driver. Okay. He's of the age and the location.
My mother stopped smoking greatly. It wasn't a lollipop, but little hard candies, though. That works, actually.
Yeah. So it's just it was just a fixation of sorts when it comes to, I don't know, that kind of thing. I don't know. Just I wonder how much he was smoking.
And Ava, to me, she's so strong and assertive to me. When he talked about rats and cockroaches, she shouldn't be freaked out about that. Just smash a bug and stomp a roach, you know, smash them.
I mean, she doesn't want to. It's gross to her. Like if she's presented, she'll handle it. But doesn't want to.
That's true. She would grossed out in the meantime, huh?
Prefer not to.
Well,
or maybe she was thinking about having to step on all of those things.
Hopefully she won't be in the dungeon too long. It's kind of a dungeon. Hopefully she won't be in there too long. But I tell you, Dex and Joss and my favorite Spinelli is on the case.
They are on the case. Fun, good fun times. And when it comes to the speed here, like they didn't do the typical GH thing where Joss is like, I know someone who can help us, Damien Spinelli. And then a week and a half later, they're knocking on Spinelli's door saying, hey, can you help us? They're like, I know who can help us. Jump cut, knocking on the server room door of Prospect Park Studios.
Right. So funny.
They're using it, man. They're using it. I remember going on the tour in March or May or whatever it was.
It's June. The last one was June.
June. And I think I talked about this on the podcast once already. But while we were standing in line waiting to use the restroom, they were talking about how they were just starting to use the outdoor dining area that belongs to Grey's Anatomy.
Yes.
As a new location in Port Charles. And as it turns out, that is the public visitor setting for Pentonville Prison.
There is.
And so with that, they've used the gate that we talked about already earlier, the entry gate, as the Pentonville Prison entry.
Yes. I loved it.
They've used now the dorms, the dorm door and such is the dressing room. So they're not, hey, it's me, Spencer. Oh, I'm just going to leave. That is in the dressing room hallway.
Yep. And that open area that we see every once in a while, we see them sitting there every once in a while, or, it's kind of narrow, but it's outdoors, narrow walking.
With the piping.
Yeah.
That's the walkway into the set storage area. We're just peeling the curtain back for everybody here. There is no more magic left to be found on this show once you watch the 10th floor, because we are stripping it away. They've even used outdoor or picnic tables along walls now too, like those black picnic table. Anyway, they're all over the studio, indoors and outdoors now is what they're doing. All right, they are making the most of what they got.
I am confident that Joss and Dex and Spinelli are going to find her.
They're going to find him. They're going to find him real quick. So Spinelli's in there. Apparently, I don't know I guess his job is to work next to a giant server. I don't really know what he does for a living. He used to run that dating app. Then he invented
he did not. They kind of like scrapped that, didn't they?
Yeah, it was done. It served its purpose, and now that it's over.
Yeah, he just got by with it.
Well, he also has the software in which he can find out anything that anybody has ever done, so long as there is a digital record of it out there somewhere on the internet.
Yes.
Which means all he has to do is basically put into his thing, who's Pikeman? And it'll be like, Lorenzo Alcazar. Like, okay, cool. Mystery solved.
They've taken too long to tell us who Pikeman is. So if it's not something really grand, something really cool, I will be disappointed. So don't make me wait forever if it ain't going to be super cool. Gotta be super cool. Gotta be surprising.
Super cool. I wanted to be super cool. I mean, so we don't have Ted, what's his name? Ted Knight? Ted King. Ted Knight was on Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I'm so old. This is something my guy talks about all the time. It's just like, I made a reference to Gil Grissom from CSI, which is a show that started in the year 2000, and he just had to like drop his mic and just be like, come on, man, can you just make a reference that isn't 20 years old, please? Please.
Well, if one comes to the top of your mind first, yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. I would love to make a reference that isn't ancient, but but it's just not how my brain is programmed, it seems. Ted Knight, man. Why do I even know that?
I know. Because you love television, Matthew.
I watched a lot of Nick at Night. When my contemporaries were watching Cartoon Network and all that kind of stuff, I was watching Nick at Night and wrestling and Star Trek like just a big old dork. Nickelodeon game shows? Ugh. Nothing but Nickelodeon game shows. My goodness gracious. At least I know a lot about global guts. It's something that people liked. Well, Chandra wants Ava to whoop Mason's butt. What do you think?
I like it.
Crowbar, lead pipe.
It would be great if she could get herself out of there. But
yeah. No, but Josslyn and Dex are going to be there to choke somebody out.
Yeah, but I like the Josslyn. I like it. I like it. But let me talk about Dex a little bit. Something I liked even more.
Of course, he did violence this week.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
My mom and soap violence. My God.
But I loved how quick he was. I loved how he didn't have any indication. He was little Stone Cold Jr. He was. When he grabbed him, when he snatched him up and choked him out. And Roger sold that really well too. Mm-hmm. He sold it good.
Absolutely. You've seen a lot of sell jobs of fake violence over the years, so you know when somebody's effective at it.
it was, I just loved it. That's, of course, there is some little, and I'm not saying he looks like Steve Burton. He doesn't, but there are some similarities.
And that's a lot of what
Between the
Twitter
two characters
picked up on. Me and Twitter. I can't get off of it. But that's something that Twitter picked up a lot of. A lot of the fans that take to Twitter to talk about the show, talk about the comparisons between Jason and Dex, and little mini Stone Cold. And, you are on one side of the fence or the other, one camp or the other. It's either what are they doing? Why are they wasting their time? Why can't they just make Dex an independent person? And another person going, yay, this is so fun, just like you were doing.
I thought it was great, and I just liked how sudden it was and how effective it was.
Yeah,
oh
it really
my
was.
God,
It was.
Stone Cold.
He lulled Austin into a false sense of security and struck.
He did, like a cobra.
Got him good. I like it. And then when it comes down to it, Dex is a mob enforcer. Jason was a mob enforcer. When it comes to how you enforce for the mob, I don't think you're going to find a lot of variety and diversity in those particular depictions. They're going to manhandle people. They're going to struggle with them. They're going to choke them out, and they're going to intimidate them in violent ways. It's how the character works. Jason and Dex, I find to be very different from one another. For starters, Dex has all of his memories.
Sure does.
He's not yet a Quartermain.
But I tell you what, if Steve Burton is on his way back, I do think they're going to write Dex as being his kid.
Yeah, you really feel like that's going to be the case?
I do.
Hey, Lakita. Lakita's here. I don't think I've seen Lakita's name either, and if I have and I forgot, I forgot. Sorry.
I don't recall you mentioning that name before either. Welcome.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I just really, really, really liked it, and I know you guys have kind of told me stop reading like the first line of spoilers because it's crap.
Right.
But.
What'd you see? Let's analyze it. Let's see how close to reality it could be.
Roger's leaving.
Nah.
Roger Howarth is leaving.
Nah, I don't think that's the case. Nah. I don't think so. But maybe. Wouldn't that be something? What else would he do, though? If he were to leave, it would be because he has an offer on the table from somewhere else. Or he just wants to take a break. I don't know, because he's worked with Frank Valentini for so long now.
Yes.
Like One Life to Live into General Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
He came onto the show because Frank was in charge and said, you know what I miss? Todd.
Well, they could have him come back as Todd. Him and Michael Easton have this revolving door of characters. So
Right.
They could have just smack that little crescent moon scar back on his cheek.
Yeah, just throw it right back on. I must hate doing that 45 minutes of makeup all the time. It is Lakita's first time with us. Thank you very much, Chandra, for letting us know. Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
I wish, I'm one day, someday, I promise this will happen. It might take another 4 years, but we'll see. When I'm able to have, a better setup for this presentation, because I'm working off a laptop that's 5 years old, if not more. If I'm able to change all of this and get a second monitor and stuff, when we have first time people like Lakita, I'd be able to push a button and have confetti come up. Would that be?
Well, that'd be cool.
That would be super neat. I'd be able to change it so the heart monitor beeps faster because we're excited.
That's funny.
Something. I hope to be able to do that one day. And you viewers like you can help. By donating through Super Chat, through buymeacoffee.com. And that doesn't just help out the show. That doesn't just support us so we can continue to bring you this incredible content and be able to expand into other ways of presenting and be able to go to different events and all that kind of stuff, which is what these donations would go to. It's not to help me keep the lights on. That's what my day job's for. The 15% of that is donated to attendanceworks.org. And this is the last month that we're going to be donating to that particular charity because leading into the holidays, we're going to be switching it up some.
Yep.
So if you are looking to make a contribution to not only the 10th floor, but also to attendanceworks.org, keeping kids in school, hit that super chat right now, that little heart with the little $sign in it. Do that. If you could, that'd be wonderful. Anyway, commercial done. Sponsorship over. I guess we could talk about the big news, the big headline. What I chose is the splash screen as the thumbnail, which is the nuptials in Puerto Rico between Sonny and Nina, finally tying the knot after years now of being together.
Oh, and Nina, on this wedding day, she has it all. She has basically, to me, turned herself into Carly, and she's tried.
Has she tried, or has it just happened?
Well, she has half of her hotel. She has the half of the hotel that was Carly's. She got a Carly's man that ain't worth having, but she got him. And she's got her daughter that's looking at her with love and admiration. She's got her grandson there that she fought for so diligently, and she has him there. She's got little Donna saying, "You're my second mommy," and Mama. Oh my gosh,
Mama Nina. Oh yeah, Carly's gonna hate
Mama
that.
Nina. Oh, Carly's gonna come unglued on that.
Well, hey, Avery gets to have two mamas. Why can't Donna? Thank you so much, Chandra, for your contribution through Super Chat. Chandra. See, in cases like that, I'd be able to push a button and have, like, balloons come up. Come on. People give it.
Yeah, so she has all Carly. She has.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's got a lot of what Carly has.
Carly's life. She kind of does have Carly's life.
Though, all right, she fell in love with Mike, not Sonny. Okay, Sonny just happened to come afterward. All right, first things first. Second things second, she bought the hotel to give back to Carly. Whether or not she knew deep down inside Carly was going to refuse it is immaterial. That's what she did. She bought it to give it back to Carly. She didn't intend to keep this hotel. And now she's just married Sonny, and with that is some of the kids that he's had with Carly. It's just happenstance. Team Nina all the way.
You're losing everything because of your stupidness, Nina.
Rochelle says, "Hi, Mama Cat." Specifically, "Hi, Mama Cat." So,
hi.
There you go. Oh, goodness gracious. So,
I thought Nina looked beautiful.
Yes.
Even though I'm more of a Cinderella kind of a wedding gown kind of person, but I thought it was beautiful. I thought that shawl was beautiful. I could just almost imagine how soft and silky it would feel when I saw it. Really. I thought I thought that bracelet, necklace, whatever it was, little
little thing.
I'd buy that at the flea market for $5 any Sunday.
Well, they probably did.
I wish they probably did.
I mean, that's just
but there was symbolism behind that.
Weird symbolism. I mean, yes. I mean, so it really depends.
It was like to me, it was like an acceptance, even though Harmony ain't cool. They kind of put her on the same ground, like, okay.
Interesting how the show seems to be depicting how Willow remembers and appreciates Harmony. It's as if some of the worst things that she has done have been just ultimately forgiven. Clearly, no, when it comes to the past, the dawn of day past, they had already gotten over that by the time that, thank you very much, Suds in the Squared Circle. Here we go. Vinny contributing to the super chat as well.
Thank you, Vinny.
So yeah, 15% of those donations are going to be given to attendanceworks.org. So keep the train coming. What? We were talking about Nina.
And we were talking about Nina.
I was saying something about something. Oh yeah, Harmony and Willow. That's what it was. Harmony and Willow got over the Dawn of Day stuff by the time that Harmony had died. Yes. What had died was the unresolved Nina's actually your mother thing, which she seems to not be too bothered by. Maybe because of her own experience with children. I don't know.
somehow she's been able to, since Harmony is gone, she's been able to just like reference the good times.
Yeah, right. So,
Right?
yeah, it's just kind of glaze over the bad and just remember the good times because, from Willow's point of view, well, not from our point of view because we didn't see it, but from Willow's point of view, there were many more years of good love,
Yes.
happiness than the bad.
And Harmony showed up again, talking to her, and again they cut out the audio where you could, but I once again could read the word trust on her lips.
Yeah, telling her to not trust Nina or something.
Yep.
Don't trust Michael. Don't trust Michael. What does Michael have going on? Wouldn't that be something?
It would make him a little more interesting because he's a little bit too quartermain right now, a little too uptight. A little bit.
Yeah.
So loosen him up a little.
But
he sure is. He's throwing daggers at Nina, though, isn't he?
What am I gonna do? So it is. In closing with the Harmony thing, it's weird to on one hand that Willow has fond memories, a positive ghost visiting her because we really only saw, Harmony up to bad news. So I don't know. I want them to turn it on its head where she's really a demon or something.
Well, it
the
kind
demon
of
on her
is,
shoulder,
though.
not the angel.
It kind of is that. Okay, if Willow could forgive Harmony for hers, because Harmony did some horrible things to her, actually.
Worse than calling the cops on somebody.
Yeah, Harmony did terrible things to her. Handed her to Shiloh.
Yeah, very much so.
Handed her to Shiloh.
Took her from Nina, raised her, and said, "You know who you need to hang out with is this Shiloh guy. Here's your cup of drugs."
Yeah.
Ooh.
She's done worse things. She
killed Neil.
She did.
Neil's brother. Shoved him right off a cliff.
Yep. Sure did.
Oh my gosh. And remember, oh my God, and this is something that's never brought up anymore. And it said Sasha ran her over.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's true. Angela says it took years for Harmony to get her forgiveness from Willow, and that's absolutely true. The major difference between Nina and Harmony, though, is that Nina is a mainstay, constant, contracted character, while Harmony wasn't. I'm not explaining this to Angela. I'm just talking about it. You didn't have to see as much Harmony, and so there was more space in between. A lot of time for whatever to be resolved without necessarily needing to be seen. And when it comes to the relationship between Nina and Willow, at this point, we're going to have to see everything.
I think that everybody's going to be mad at Nina, but some people are going to have some forgiveness and grace for her.
Sonny's going to be like, it's fine.
I don't think Sonny's going to be. I don't think Sonny's going to be all that. I don't think he's going to leave her for this or anything. I think he's going to be mad at her, and maybe they'll play with the idea of him not forgiving her, but ultimately he'll forgive her pretty quick. And I think Christina, she all team Nina. Nina at this point, I don't think there's a whole lot that Christina's going to hold against her.
Christina seems to really have taken to Nina at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm for it too. I'm for this Kate Mansi recast as well. If you want to translate that into I hate Lexi Ainsworth, do as you please, I guess. But I don't hate Lexi Ainsworth, but I really am enjoying Kate Mansi.
I am too. I don't
know. Again, her energy is good. She was on State of Mind with Maurice Bernard last week.
Mm-hmm.
They are just best good friends, and it's because they're both out of their mind.
I have to watch that interview. I haven't watched it yet.
They talk like they are like daughter and father who have known each other for 7,000 years. The reason why, how we went to the convention and Maurice was like, I just had scenes and I went to the basement and I'm like, don't be an asshole. And I went upstairs and I did the scene and it was great and I really like her. It's because it was great and he was telling us the God's honest truth up there. They talk about their first scene together and how it was just like chemistry magic and all kinds of stuff. And apparently he reminds her of her real dad in many ways because they both were bipolar.
Okay.
So So all kinds of interesting stuff there. Insight into her time on Days of Our Lives, insight into her personal life when it comes to just trouble when it comes to romance during COVID-19. So all kinds of different insights. And also, because I'm covering this on Soap Opera News, so I got to watch all this stuff every week now. Joy, oh joy for me. I find that the guests are very engaging and very fun, and Maurice you can expect to pretty much say and do the same things every week, which he does masterfully. What he does well. But there's not a whole lot of variety to what he brings to the show, which probably isn't necessary because that's what the guests are for. The guests are there to bring the variety. Otherwise, it's just Maurice talking about bipolar disorder every week.
True.
But the things that you get to learn about some of these people are actually pretty interesting. When Kate Mansi, there was some stuff that was interesting. Gregory Harrison is the one that everybody needs to watch because this man not only is Gregory Chase on General Hospital, but also has lived 70 years of life up until this point, and it has been full of stuff.
Yeah.
Trapper John and
I'm gonna have to watch that
Gonzo,
stuff.
That kind of stuff. Other ones are less interesting to me. Like Trevor St. John, he was on. That's his name. He's on Young and the Restless right now, I think.
Yes, he's on the Young and and he used to be Todd. He was Todd for quite a spell.
And then he was Todd's brother after that.
Yeah, he was Victor after that.
Yeah. So he was on, and that one was less interesting to me because I guess I don't have as much of a connection to Trevor St. John as I do for the people that are currently on General Hospital. But I'm sure that people who are invested in him and his career and his journey and stuff, it's great. But more than that,
I need to watch that one too.
If you're interested, there's all kinds of different stuff to watch. Do that. I think we moved it from Sundays though. I think it's on
there's
Tuesdays
just too much, man. Sometimes I think it's just there's so many choices with all the streaming platforms and everything. There's so many choices that I think a lot of people are like me, and you wind up looking at the stupid guide and you don't watch a damn thing.
You don't watch anything. Nope. You eventually just give up and turn it off.
Pretty much. I do that all the time.
Man, I got so distracted. My gosh, it's just the crazy train of just tangents here on the 10th floor. We can't stick to one thing for longer than 30 seconds, can we?
No.
We were broadcasting for what? How long? 37 minutes, and we've talked about what? Two things? My God, we really need to get our act together. Otherwise, Kelly's going to stop watching us.
We talked about Ava down there with the roaches and the rats.
No, we talked about all kinds of stuff. It's just right now has been the least. Anyway, back to it. Back to it. Let me pick one of these random categories here.
Okay.
We've touched on so many of these already. We just haven't been in any gritty detail.
Let's pick one and talk about it till we're done, okay?
Okay. We literally have talked about everything except one of these things. Oh my God. Oh my God. We're the worst. Just everybody tune out. Don't watch us anymore. I'm kidding. No, we need to finish talking about the wedding. All right. So the ceremony itself. Fine. I thought it was a great depiction of a really quick wedding ceremony, and I am here for quick wedding ceremonies. I do not need an hour and a half of parades and speeches and prayers and all. Just get them there, get them in front of their family, have them say a couple of things about why they like each other. Smooch already. You're supposed to kiss. And let's go party.
Yeah.
So all cool for that. And then we get the unintentional Friday cliffhanger. Unless they knew they were going to get preempted this whole time and planned it out. But this.
I don't think they could have planned that one. Not that preemption. I know. And who was it on the phone, Matt?
Shoot, I don't know. Ted King?
Either. I don't know either. Man, that one better be exciting too.
Vinny, you're absolutely right. That was not eloping. That was, in my estimation, a shotgun wedding. Where you're just like, come on, guys, we're getting married. Boom.
Well, it sure wasn't an elopement.
No. Eloping is when, like, hey, let's go get married. And then you grab the girl's hand and you get on your airplane and you go to Puerto Rico and you get married in front of just that priest. And you come back and you're like, guess what we did?
Exactly. That's what elopement is. That was a destination wedding with a small guest list. That's all it was.
Angela thinks she knows who the informant is. Angela, who do you think it is? Share it with us here in the chat. And if I like it, I'll read it. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to read it.
Well,
It would be I don't know. It could be Lorenzo Alcazar. It could be Dimitri Merrick. Even though we've lost, Michael Nader.
I think that was his name. Yeah.
Dimitri's still around for all I know. He sent that letter to Anna, a while ago.
I remember that.
Ooh,
was like a year ago.
J.R. Chandler. Come on, J.R. Chandler.
Oh,
lucky. It's lucky.
Well, wouldn't that be great?
It's a clone of Luke.
I don't want no clone of Luke.
He's been living in Helena's basement, eating rats for all this time. Melissa suggests David Hayward, and I'm here for that as well. Dr. David Hayward, welcome to General.
Hey, we would love it. We would love that.
It would be. Why wasn't Phyllis at the wedding? Because Phyllis isn't on the show anymore.
No.
Phyllis is gone.
I really wanted them to turn her into an Aunt Ruby kind of thing she was going to always be there. I did.
On Days for Dummies earlier today, we were talking about how the pacing of General Hospital was different before, where they would spend 3 days on A story, 2 days on a B story, and everybody had a chance to be on, once a week rather than once every 2 or 3 weeks. And since we're doing that, I don't know how you could really have an Aunt Ruby type of person that's there as the advice giver for the entire cast if we're moving at that sort of pace,
Yeah.
So it just sucks. It just sucks because she was good. I mean, she had the whole thing. Why did they kill off Lenny? They didn't need to kill off Lenny. Lenny could still be alive and Phyllis could still be happy in Nixon Falls.
That's true. But they burned down the Tano.
I know they did all sorts of terrible things to her, and then we're like, okay, we're done with you. Thanks so much, Phyllis. Thank you for being on the show. You're just gonna live in the attic with the kids.
Yeah, you're gonna still be at Charlie's pub, but we're just never going to see you. Never ever. So what else about? I thought the wedding was good. I thought it was short and sweet. I thought the wedding was good.
Yeah.
The evil eye that that Michael had.
He just couldn't get rid of it.
Oh my gosh! I mean, he's just looking at her.
It's just, it's fine. I don't feel like they give Chad Duell, I don't think they do him many favors, like some of the shots they pick and stuff. It's just, I don't know, man. I feel like there might have been a better one in the can, another shot, another angle. I don't know exactly what. That might have been a little more flattering.
When it comes to shots and angles, and this is not even, it's a photo. Roger Howarth's headshot they're using for the opener
for the flip
is terrible. He is so much better looking than that. So much better looking than that. That's a terrible photo. Also, the new one of Sonny, I do not think is good. I don't think it's not that his look on his face is bad. I think they have altered it too much in the way his eyes are. The way, and he reminds me of Odo from Star Trek.
Okay.
That headshot.
Just kind of a sunken in, like it's not good. It's not good. You don't like it. You don't like it. You don't like it.
Ooh, it's not a good headshot. And Rogers is just downright bad.
Well, I don't know. Write a letter, I guess, or if they're watching, hey, art department, you might be able to update these headshots with their next photo shoot. I know which one you're talking about.
But even though those are bad, not worst, but the one that needs to be updated the most is take that damn Walmart vest off of Bradford and give him a new shot. Goodness, it's bad.
You can't really see the details, but yeah, he definitely looks like a Walmart employee.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, but yeah, so I put a poll up. I asked the people who, what should Michael do? Michael should tell everyone now, tell someone later, or forget about it and move on with life. And 55% of the people who decided to participate in the poll, which is 22 viewers, says he should tell everyone now.
Yeah, blow apart that reception.
Just do it. Just when she's,
Feel that reception.
she's giggling and eating the cake and dancing with Wiley, and he's just gonna snatch Wiley away and say, "You B word, you sent my stepdad or whatever he is, my uncle, stepdad, my fake, my real uncle, because my dad's AJ. I'm confused about my own, but you did it."
And I know there's a lot of times they can't avoid this with soap operas because everything's so intertwined, intertangled. Sort of, kinda. Michael and Willow are stepbrother, stepsister now.
Yeah. I mean, not sort of, kinda. Actually, really.
Yeah. They're stepbrother, stepsister now.
Oh gosh, see, how do you have such a massive cast and also the lack of genetic diversity you need? It's so interesting. I didn't even really think about that. So one of these couples is doomed.
One of those couples is doomed.
Now, how does this work? Okay, so Michael is very close to being able to be his own grandpa.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So if he marries Sonny's mom, I guess I can't do that. My father fell in love with...
I always thought, and I think they should have done it about 10, 15 years ago, but I always wanted Sonny's mama not to be dead. I wanted her to be held captive somewhere. He's going to find and she's back. And I think she should be batshit crazy too.
I figured it out. They got to swap it. Sonny and Willow have to be together. And then if Nina and Michael get together, then he could be his own grandpa.
That's crazy.
Because he would be his father's father-in-law, which would then make him his own grandfather.
I love it.
Oh my God. So let's do that.
So
let's
dumb.
do GH. Fido, if you're watching, can you please make the suggestion to the head writers and have them swap couples here so Michael could be his own grandpa. All right.
If they could have Michael with Nina. Why not? Why not? They had Sonny with Emily 20 years ago.
They had Sonny with Sam.
Exactly.
Sam was Jason's great revenge because you know how Sonny stole Carly from Jason 1.5 million years ago. Well, Jason went around and said, "You know what? You like this Sam girl? Screw that. He's with me now."
I mean, nothing more twisted than a daughter and a mother having a child from the same man.
Kelly, I know that's what
Sam and Alexis did.
I know it's stupid.
So odd. What? It's a soap opera. It's an escape from normal life.
No, couldn't be Sonny's mom. Of course not Sonny's mom. Sonny's mom is no longer with us.
Well, I thought years ago, I don't necessarily agree with that now, but years ago, I thought they should have had his mom held captive.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh, good. And it's not going to happen.
They never did it,
folks. It's a fun thought experiment, but Michael and Nina, it's never going to happen.
We're just messing around. We're just being silly.
Oh my gosh. Kelly just calling me stupid in all capital letters, by the way. I just that's reward enough for me.
You know what? Don't you think sort of this would have been cool? Do you remember years ago? Do you remember some time ago when we saw a scene where Willow recognized that half heart necklace?
Yeah. She's like, oh, no, it's nothing. Yes, I do.
Right. That's what she should have given Nina.
Little half heart necklace. Yep. Instead, no, it was a keepsake memento from a murderer.
Yeah, they should have had the half heart necklace. He could, and then explain that scene. Yeah.
Love you too,
yeah,
Kelly.
remember how Nina used to clutch that stupid heart necklace and look at it constantly and clutch it and clutch it?
She held and clutched and looked at that necklace for a year, if not more.
And now she just got it at the bottom of her least favorite jewelry case, I guess.
I guess. Well, she doesn't need the necklace anymore. She's got her real flesh and blood daughter now.
Well, for this week, last week she did. We'll see what happens. Now, that's the person I think is really going to, I think Willow's going to really turn against her.
Yeah, I mean, I just
I do.
what I want though is I need it to be a different level, a different take, a different speed, a different something than what we just went through when it came to their distance before. Kelly has completely changed pace now. Now she's flirting with me, so I don't know how to read her energy. So, I think I'm just gonna move on. Uh,
Yeah,
let's talk
but
about them criminals, Ma. You want to talk about them criminals some more?
yeah,
Okay, because they done let Cyrus out. All right, everybody was like,
I
this man
know.
is a harmless, just senior citizen who's too frail to even breathe. Like he's
Yes.
just he is no harm to anybody. Like, look at this put together, clearly healthy, strong man and how weak he is. Please look at him and
That
take
was
pity.
such garbage. Such garbage. But Austin sold it. But that was garbage. And then they showed him in his office. I'm thinking about the things he said. Yeah, and he says like, as harmless as a great white shark is what
Yeah.
he said.
So, I mean, again, I need somebody to explain to me the vision while he had the heart. Was he letting the demon back out? I guess that was it. Because I do not know what we did with Cyrus compared to where we are now and how it all ties together.
Yeah,
But we're here, regardless.
you remember when he was in the jail cell and he was having all those dream sequences with Laura?
Yeah.
We really believed that he had turned a
Like
corner.
it was like he was walking it like he'd been liberated from that past. And he cut all
Yes.
his hair off and all that. And then, but he's like, no, I cut all my hair off to continue to be a jerk. And this isn't even like I love Jeff Kober. I think it's super great. I really like Cyrus. So, I'm not whining. I just don't understand. I don't
And this
understand.
and and Laura should be Laura should not just get hoodwinked by him. Laura's
No.
too smart, too clever. She should not just go, oh yeah, he's reformed. No, she should have a side eye on him all the time. Or should have a side eye on him all the time. And that interaction they had there at the jail right before he got out, I didn't see that. I thought, she was believing in him too much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're going with
Not
he's very convincing.
well, yeah, he is up to no good.
Mm.
But at the same time, though, Jeff Kober is one of the best bad guys on television I've ever seen.
Isn't he though?
Woo,
Isn't he
man, he's
though?
good.
He's great. And then also at the same time, he's like, how come you would, my blood money on Sonny's blood money and you're good friends with him? And just everything that he does is just to get Laura to like him.
Yeah. Yeah. He really seems to adore his sister and really, I know he kind of tolerates Marty and,
what is
he's in
wonderful
good
about
graces
Cyrus
with
is if you have been watching and paying attention and can remember what we have done with this character up to this point, his motivations are very clear and are very logical and make a whole lot of sense. All right. So he accidentally killed his dad. He accidentally ran that guy over.
Yeah, he did.
Lost his family in the process because they didn't believe that it was an accident.
No.
Probably was. Or was it? Or was it? Anyway, but then he finds out that he has this sister through this dad that he accidentally killed that had done something very similar in her life and was like, oh, smokes, somebody who's going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't work.
But
in his mind and his heart and his soul and in his crazy weird obsessions, the looking for the approval of his father / family has been completely overshadowed by the singular obsession with earning the approval of one said Miss Mayor Laura Collins.
Yes. I wonder if they're ever going to give Cyrus a love interest.
I don't know.
Him and Selena could be the devil together.
Depends on if, I don't know. Do we want to see him smooching on anybody? Is this something that we want to see?
Not really.
Well, then maybe we can just, I don't know. I don't know what it's still a soap. So I don't know.
Well, it makes me think of Anthony Sakara. Anthony Sakara was on there for a long time. He's a terrible bad guy. He never had a love interest.
Well, then maybe that's going to be the case. I mean, he was kind of hanging out with Sasha when she was being his little, drug babe.
Well, yeah, but that was him just trying to abuse her and use her physically, though. Not
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
no love.
he wasn't going to try to love her. That's for sure.
And yeah, Cyrus getting into a very nice black car as well. So, you know, clearly he's still
Yes.
connected and still has a staff and a people and somebody to show up at the exact right moment to take him into his next thing. You know what's growing, though? You know what's bubbling? You know what's happening here just below the surface, and they're only touching on it minimally. Day by day, week by week. That's every time that TJ and Mason are in the same room. Eventually, TJ's going to walk out of the room and go, oh my God, I confused him for the guy with the tippy-tap shoes and the Kentucky voice. It was really the man who couldn't stop eating suckers and had a deep voice. The tippy-tap wasn't shoes, it was candy against teeth.
He dropped a few and he was stepping on them as he left.
That's exactly what it is. Melissa says that Sakara was married to Tracy. They could be married without having to show them smooching.
No, they weren't like lovey though.
Yeah. So clearly Mason was the one that was responsible for TJ when he was kidnapped by Cyrus all those years ago. I'm glad that we picked it up again because before we just kind of dropped it before it was Marty.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember it clearly that they were originally setting up Marty for this, and that's not the case anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think the majority of the audience remembers this? And do you think they'll care?
I think a lot of the audience will remember that because I know a lot of the audience recollects the show a hell of a lot better than I do. So if I can recollect it, y'all can, that's for sure. Yeah.
I'll accept it.
Care about it? Depends on how they play it out. They might care about it.
I'm with it because you know what this does? This gives TJ something to do that isn't Molly being pregnant.
Exactly, that's what I thought too. It gives TJ some beats.
Yeah. So I think that being the longer-term contracted actor that they have on the show, I think that it would be a good idea for them to find something else for this character to do, even if the surrogacy thing is going to continue.
And I know part of the reason why we feel that way is because Matthew and I both really like Taj Bello.
We do. We like him on the role.
We really like him, and we really want to see him get some time.
We hung out. I got his autograph. Like I like before anybody cared. People care now, but before anybody cared, I was there getting this thing signed right there. Hey, Taj.
Yep.
Good. And he also, when he did the bingo, you can see on Donnell's face that Donnell's like, all right, I've done 15 minutes of this and this is stupid. Taj was invested the whole time.
Well, he was doing some good acting at least.
At the very least, he was doing some good acting. He was just looking forward to doing those push-ups. I think, and we got to see those too. I still got that video. If you had come to the Zoom, you could have seen it yourself. Anyway, I hope they drop the Molly storylines, says Chandra. We really haven't seen them in how long now? 2 weeks?
Yeah.
I think at this point we can just go ahead and say successful surrogacy. Here's your baby, Molly. Thank you so much.
If they're going to play it any differently than that, they make it have to. It needs to be good and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, it's not.
It hasn't been. I'm even going to say that it's because the story itself hasn't been good and interesting. And I don't want to say it's because they couldn't settle on an actor or they made a unpopular choice. I don't want to blame the performance of the people that are playing the roles because I don't really think that contributed too much to the disengagement with the story. I think it was just an unengaging story to begin with.
I think so too.
But hey, not everything's a win, right?
Yeah, not everything's a win.
Then you gotta do 5 episodes a week. And
I don't want Christina's story to go down that path either.
I hope that's not the case. I don't know what it is because she's been building this foundation for a long time now. I don't know when we're going to get to the point where the doors open. It seems like every month or so we get a little bit of an update. Oh, you're on the board now. Here's the logo. Here are my plans. Oh, here are my restructured plans after Alexis told me they were bad. I imagine we're going to get to the point. I don't know if we're waiting for something, if we're stalling for something, or if we're just waiting for when they feel it's the appropriate time to do it. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. Because any number of different things. Who knows what? I don't know. Because they could have epically huge plans for this Foundation story, and because of the strike, they were just like, let's delay until we get back to full strength.
Well, let's talk about strike a little, just for a moment, because we usually give an update weekly on strike.
Writer strike is over. You don't have to worry about that one. Update finished.
The actor strike ain't over.
Actor strike has completely fallen apart again, just like it did for the writer strike, where they're just like, we're at the table, here's a negotiation, here's a thing, and then the studio's pretty much doing the same thing that they did for the writers, expecting a different result somehow. But let me tell you, all right, folks, when it comes, I know that so the vast majority of actors don't make any money, okay? The vast majority of actors are barely living off of residuals and are just staunchly middle class and live next door to you, and you just don't even realize it. But, like, the people that are the tent poles of their movies, the reasons why people would come and see these shows and see these movies and stuff, are going to be fine.
Yes.
So SAG can really wait it out longer than the writers could. So the studios, as Professor Angela so eloquently put it to me earlier through text messaging and chat, the studios have already lost money. So it's up to them now if they want to lose bigger or lose biggest.
That's true.
So
that's true. I really thought the negotiations for the actors would go more smoothly after the writer's strike got settled. And I thought they would settle quickly after that. I didn't think they were going to, dig their heels in some more. I didn't. But, what do I know? I'm just a consumer. I don't know.
Oh.
So, are we done talking about that wedding?
I guess. I tried to move on to TJ and Cyrus and stuff because I did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't. I'm very interested in finding out who was on the phone with Michael. And I'm very interested in finding out who's driving that car that picked up Cyrus.
I mean, Mason. I mean, when it comes to who's driving the car, it could have been literally anybody. It could have been Adam, from down the hall of... goodness gracious.
And I know what I want to talk about.
Oh yeah,
I want to talk about Selena showing up at the Ashford home.
Yeah, just showing up and being like, all right, let me make another offer here, Curtis.
Yeah, and trying to strong arm in his own living room
with witnesses.
Yeah, with Aunt Stella there.
Yeah,
I loved Aunt. You know what? Sometimes I don't like. I'm liking Aunt Stella so much better now. Now that she's like, before she was always in her family's business and causing trouble and being, being not good. But I love when she's defending her family. I loved it. I loved it. The way she answered the door. What do you want?
You don't want anything in this house that she brought into it.
Yeah, I loved it. I wanted Marshall to walk in during that, though, but he didn't. I wanted that. And I loved the way Aunt Stella threw that piece of fruit at the guard as they were leaving.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff.
Tossed it at
because I was wondering and I was watching these scenes. How she's teaching Felicia how to be the patient advocate and all this stuff, and it's just like I also have been enjoying this little Stella run that we've gotten this time, and I'm just like, oh, she's starting to go on the way out because I don't want her to go yet because I want to see her and Marshall team up more to take on Selena Woo in a more direct way to protect Curtis.
So do I. And even though Sonny's always involved with everything, Sonny should have something to say to Selena about the whole Sasha situation. Selena had a lot to do with that.
Did she though? She didn't tell that doctor to do it. She was just running the poker game.
I know, but she's running the poker game, and look at all the things she's been doing, though. She's terrible. Terrible.
Well, Sonny's not a nice guy. Sonny does
No,
a lot of
Sonny's
terrible
not a
things
nice
every
guy.
single day, and we need to remember that.
But Sonny should have something to say
He might.
about what she's doing.
He might. He might be like, why? But also at the same time, he doesn't seem to care. He knows already pretty much everything that's going on with the Savoy and the poker game, and he just doesn't. He's never been like. Well, I guess he sort of was like, leave Curtis alone once.
Yeah, he did. He should have run her ass out of town.
He can't do that. She's a whole mafia person.
I guess.
She got people supporting. It could be war. You can't do a war in the streets, Portia's. Portia's can't, and people don't need it. I'm such a good mob boss that I can't allow a war on the streets. It's too dangerous. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. So she's got to stay. We got to figure out a way to make peace.
Mm-hmm.
And then he throws a glass.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it be. Whatever it may be.
Well, Selena's just got to be held accountable for some of the stuff she's done.
She will be. Like I said, with Stella and Marshall, I think it'd be so fun to watch them try. And then they can get Arlandria involved. Nika. She can be a little drink making spy. I don't know. Drop the little truth tab into the drink and give it to her.
And you know what? If they could really pull Nika into that storyline, because Nika has been eyes and ears all this time.
Yeah, she might know everything.
She might know everything.
And just make all of the difference. So I am here for all of that. And so that's what I want to see. Of course, Sonny can be involved. He can be like, here, have Frank. Frank will help you. I don't know, whatever it may be. He can walk in at the end to be like, I orchestrated this because I'm the king mafia man. However they need to do it so Maurice Bernard is happy. I don't care. But I want to see it happen. I want to see it happen. And I want to enjoy it, and I want to love it with my eyeballs.
Love it with your eyeballs.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want. I want TJ to be involved because TJ, he's getting, and then like what they can do, because they haven't really they had him make out with Molly, the first Molly, in the shower, and that's pretty much what they've done when it comes to like TJ. And so what they can do is they can be in a situation where he has to like rip his scrubs off like Hulk Hogan, and just and let's go beat somebody up.
I would like it.
I know you would love it. You would love it.
I would like it.
Oh gosh.
But Selena's gonna have to have something given to her for sure.
Yeah, eventually. I think that she's gonna push for the club a little bit. She's gonna continue to increase the pressure on buying the club, and eventually that's going to lead to the confrontation.
Yeah, because she went into the house almost like just telling him he had to.
Well, yeah. So I don't know what is it. Is there something buried in the foundation? What is it about the Savoy specifically? Because it has to be more. It has to be about something more.
Never let her in the door.
Well, he needed the truth about Marshall, and Jordan just wasn't going to give it to him. So I feel like at this point it has to be about something more than just I want to run my poker game out of here. What is it about the space?
Exactly, and actually, Aunt Stella actually said something about that, right?
Yeah.
She could buy some other place. She could find some other vacant place. She could make it even better than the Savoy if she wanted to. She could. Why has it got to be the Savoy?
I don't know. Why can't she buy the building across the street?
Yeah. Other than maybe it's just that she has a control issue. Maybe she got a Sonny
obsession.
Issue
because it was once mine and it's going to continue to be mine.
Uh-huh.
I could run this out of anywhere, but why? I was running it out of the Savoy, and I wish to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she probably slapped Sonny like she slapped Cody. Sonny does have a true right hand in it. I don't know. Dex is intensifying there, Lakita.
And I want to see a fist fight between Sonny, Frank, and Mrs. Woo's.
Mrs. Woo's Lee?
Yeah.
I think his name is Lee.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to soaps, we just can't not name every character the same gosh darn thing.
Right?
There's a Lee Shin over on Days of Our Lives. What do we call Selena Woo's bodyguard? Let's call him Lee. Yeah. Come on, guys. There's more than one name out there. There really is.
Yeah, there is. I
Did they
do
ever say what
notice that.
side of town the Savoy is in? Is it in the Asian Quarter? Maybe. We are really obsessed with the Asian Quarter here on the 10th floor recently. Um, much more than the show seems to be.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at.
I don't know. I don't know. Is that where Curtis, of all people, would open up a club called the Savoy? Would it be in the Asian Quarter, or would it be somewhere where those references might be more understood? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Vinny, you have heard incorrect.
What did he hear?
But you're off and right at the same time. He says that Steve Burton is still under contracted days until February. Not true, but he will be on days until February.
Yes, because they filmed 6 months ahead. He will be on days until February. But is he even there now? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it wrapped up last month.
I think so.
Angela knows. Angela's like watching his Instagram or something and knows, like, has hacked into his voicemail.
Oh, and you know what, you guys? I saw Steve and Bradford on Facebook for a real quick live this past week. Real quick live, they were on there. And someone said something about Jason. And he says, well, I don't know. Right now, isn't he underneath the pile of rocks in Greece?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's not the normal Steve Burton answer. It's not. You know, he's really vague most of the time when asked a direct question like that. Super vague.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a little cheesy. That answer was a little cheesy.
He's still under the rocks, right? I know that he's not.
You know, I should think they should have a flashback sequence of when he does still come. He's gonna come back someday, you guys.
Yeah.
When they're gonna have a flashback sequence, because he's been held captive all this time.
Yeah. A
flashback sequence where his arm shoots up through the boulders, through the rubble, kind of like the last scene of Carrie. Remember the original Carrie?
Yeah.
Where she has a dream and she's on the property where the house stood. And right at the last scene, an arm shoots up out of the ground.
He's alive.
That's how they ought to bring, that's what they should do with Steve.
Right. And then they show, quick bits and flashes of him being, captive, forcibly tattooed. Like just chained down with somebody with because I have to explain all these tattoos that he got while he was dead.
Oh, well, they could explain those tattoos, though. They could explain the tattoos that is what gave him strength. Okay? That's what gave him perseverance.
Powered tattoos.
Yeah, that's what gave him perseverance. Kind of like Drew with the scout on the wall. And that's what gave him.
Every day I added a new tattoo to my arm.
Yeah.
I had to keep myself focused with pain that I could control rather than what was coming from the outside. I knew that if I could focus, I'd make it back to you, Carly.
Well, I don't know. They could do something silly like that, or they could just pretend that the tattoos are not there. There's chances are what they'll do. Yeah. They'll just not explain it at all.
Yeah, he just, got religious depictions on his arms for no reason.
Steve Burton's got tattoos, and so does Jason now, and there's really no reason to talk about it.
Why not? Just why not?
Why not? They cannot cover it up digitally all the time. That's going to take too much time and money.
And makeup is really good because I know someone who has a forearm tattoo and went on set and they just matched the skin tone perfectly. There is so much skill out there in Hollywood that they match the arm skin tone. Oh my God, it's like the person had never been tattooed.
They could do that, but that's time and money. That's time and money and resources.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. They're going to do it. Kelly says that she was on a Zoom with Tristan recently, and Tristan Rogers said that he's not interested in rehashing the Asian Quarter story. Tristan wouldn't have to be involved, though. He wouldn't have to be involved. And really, when it comes down to it, if they slide him a script that says Asian Quarters, Tristan Rogers is going to go, you know what? I don't want to be on your show now, Paul. Is he just going to do it?
Of course.
Oh, goodness. Oh.
And as most of the actors should, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just do it. Just do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah.
Even if you think it's silly, hokey, stupid, dumb stuff.
If you're on a soap opera, there is no way that every page it's presented to you is going to be something that you're going to love. Some of
have
it's
to
going
know
to
what you're
seem
getting
hokey and
into.
dumb.
When you get into a daytime show and you're like, oh, I'm going to be the legacy daughter of so and so and such and such and blah, 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 there has to be no way in hell that you're just doing this thing going, I'm only going to get the most serious and dramatic scenes. Let me sign the contract. No, you're going to have amnesia. You're going to get kidnapped. Your babies are going to get thrown into other people's houses for you to discover. There's going to be body swaps.
And if you're lucky, someone will throw you off the parapet at some point.
There's going to be, there's going to be toxic spears. There's going to be all kinds of explosions that last 3 weeks at the Metrocourt Hotel. Any number of different things can happen while you're on a soap, and you have to know. You have to know.
Yeah.
So, let's get into some predictions for next week, and we'll get on the elevator.
Okay.
All right. Okay. What do you think will happen between them youngins, not the ones that we saw this week, but the ones that we saw less of? Trina and Spencer. Trina and Spencer. Okay, Trina just has her hands all over Spencer's neck now. Just cannot stop herself from trying to strangle this man at all times. I don't know if you've noticed, but she wants him dead. It's when they're kissing and stuff, and when they're getting all hot and heavy now, she goes for the throat because it's a very young person thing to be all like over somebody's neck when they're
I don't understand that.
It's I don't know. It's very Alexis Julian, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Who knows where they're gonna go for there?
Boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. And then also Esme, of course. You can't say Spencer and Trina without Esme because she's always right there.
She is always right there.
So do you see harmony in their future? Do you think they're gonna start getting along? It's gonna get worse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kevin's back, so he's going to get involved. He's going to try to psychoanalyze them. He's going to sit all three of them down with Ace on Esme's lap. And just be like, so let's get to the root of all your problems.
To me, Kevin should be a little more vested in Esme. That's his niece.
It is his niece. He really does need to be more invested.
Yeah, that's his blood niece from his twin brother.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get there now that he's back in town. Why he left to begin with, I don't know. Probably because John Lindstrom wrote that book and needed to do a book tour or something. I don't know why.
Well, it makes sense. He took off with Laura and he went and did the book tour, and she went back to New England and hung out with number one for 3 months.
And they all come back to be happy. I mean, I guess that's what happened, but if that's not what happened, I don't know why they took Kevin away from the story, because it could have been a great opportunity for him to really work himself into this plot without anybody else around to take away focus or to take time away from developing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, way to bum us out here at the end of the chat there, Angela. We'll talk about it when we're done talking. But yeah, so I guess next week more drama for them. I hope to see more Cody and Sasha because they took the week off.
They did.
So I'd like to see them.
I like Cody so much better now. Oh, they're writing for Cody so much better.
Yeah, they are.
So much better.
The Mac thing needs to come back to front and center.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can do that. And then, maybe we'll see a sign of Nicholas or a piece of evidence of something that he's doing now that he's alive and confirmed.
Yeah. And Laura hasn't sat Spencer down and told him yet, has she?
He found out over the phone, didn't he? I feel like he found out over the phone. I don't know. I could be wrong. And then finally, Nina and Sonny are married, and Michael's going to tell somebody, and it's going to be heavy.
I
tell Carly.
Wait. Can't wait for Carly to find out. Carly is gonna she's gonna go crazy. She's gonna go Caroline crazy on her.
She sure is, and it's gonna be great. And it's gonna be super fun, and we're gonna watch it.
Yeah, we are. I cannot wait.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be great. Hopefully, Sonny's not there. I don't want Sonny to step in between them or anything.
Because you want them to finally throw down.
Yeah, and I want Olivia to take away that olive branch to her too. Olivia's been too nice to Nina.
Well, maybe it will bring out just the next level, the next stage of whatever is going on. This ever persisting drama between these grannies. That's it, folks. That's it. I'm out of here. I'm getting on the elevator. You guys can hang out on the floor if you want, but I'm going on the elevator. You can join me. Come on.
Oh, and you know what,
yes.
you guys, next Sunday, the 10th floor may not be exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what's going to happen next week. We really got to figure out what will be available to us, how, when, and why, and all that kind of stuff. Because next week, or next Saturday at least, we're going to be at the Day for Days event for Days of Our Lives, which means Mom will be in town on Sunday, which, contrary to logic, does make it more difficult to podcast.
It does, because we don't have a regular setup for one thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't get to see Matt that much, so just want to do other stuff. Maybe.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. You'll still see something. Just pay attention to Twitter and stuff, and we'll update. I'll try to update it on Facebook as well. People don't like Twitter and X. So that's it. Get on the elevator, so get on the elevator. So we'll figure it out. You just pay attention. Just come on. You know, you're subscribers, and if you're not subscribers, click the button now, and you will be, and you'll just get updated. You know,
absolutely.
I'll try to tell you the best way I can. Oh, yeah. Anyway, getting on the elevator. Going on the elevator. Going back down to the first floor. We're going to get into our cars.
Yes.
Avoiding Mason. You know when he's nearby because you can hear.
Yeah.
As he's eating a candy bar or having candy.
Another lollipop. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You know, watch out for that Mason in that parking garage. You never know when he's around. And if you do see Selena Woo, just tread lightly.
Just join a poker game and hope for the best. But tune your radios to previous episodes of the 10th Floor, which you can find on all your favorite podcasting platforms. And if you can't find it, reach out to us on Twitter/X at 10th Floor GH, and I will point you in the right direction. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram as well, 10th Floor Podcast. Next Sunday, 9 a.m. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know. There's no need to pitch that.
No. But like we said, whatever we wind up doing, we will let you guys know.
We'll let you know for sure. Yeah, I guess there's nothing left to say, but like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you're watching on the replay. Oh, donate to the super chat, a little heart with the $sign in it, because 15% of that gets donated to attendanceworks.org, and at the end of the month, we're going to go ahead and flushing that 15% to them and picking a new charity for the end of the year for the holiday season. Like, subscribe, 50%, buymeacoffee.com/10thfloor. I guess that's it. I've been Matt.
I've been Kat.
And we'll catch you next time right here on the 10th floor. Goodbye.
Bye.